Quran for busy people, we have our Taqwa Tuesday video, and this week we are looking at how to let go of jealousy. So what is jealousy? Well, jealousy, I think everybody's experienced it at some point, but it's the feeling that comes up when you imagine someone getting one over on you. So for example, you might imagine your partner cheating on you. In fact, do that right now. Imagine your partner cheating on you. Feel pretty horrible? Well, that horrible feeling is the feeling of jealousy. It's kind of a mix of anger and upset and all kinds of stuff. So what causes jealousy? Well, quite simply, what causes jealousy is the thought that someone is cheating. And it could be cheating in life or in business or in love. Or it could be the thought that someone else has something, has some kind of blessing that only you should have. So like if somebody is cheating on a friend of yours, or if let's say somebody cheats on you in business and now they make a bunch of money and it should be your money. Well, the thought that they have the blessing of money that should be yours, that thought can cause a feeling of jealousy. Another example is, let's say somebody, God forbid, cheats on you, your spouse. Well, the feeling, you imagining that person being with your wife is a blessing that they shouldn't have and only you should have it. The thought that they have something that they shouldn't have, right? And there's got to be there's got to be a moral thing in there or you probably wouldn't be feeling jealousy. That thought is what causes the feeling. And it's important to make this distinction. You see, it's not the fact that someone is or isn't cheating that causes jealousy. In other words, the fact that someone's cheating doesn't cause you to feel jealous. The fact that someone's cheating, because somebody might cheat and you might feel jealous, or you might be completely calm and just deal with the situation. You could find out that your business partner has been cheating, right, and stealing all of your clients or something, and you could be completely calm and just cut them out of your business. Yeah, or you could find out that your partner, your wife or your husband has been cheating on you, and you can be completely calm, not jealous, just calm, and be like, okay, well, I'm calm, I'm peaceful, and I don't think I want to still be in a relationship with this person, and just end it. But that's not necessarily jealousy. Jealousy is the actual feeling, and the feeling comes from the thought that someone's cheating, or the thought that it's the way that you're looking at the situation that causes the feeling of jealousy. So the next question is, when we're looking at letting go of jealousy, do you want to let go of the feeling? And the first thing to note is that jealousy only hurts you. It doesn't hurt the person that you're jealous of. It doesn't hurt the person that, it doesn't hurt anyone else, just you. It doesn't affect the other person at all. And here's the thing. Here's why I think you might want to let go of jealousy if it's an issue for you. Well, I think the objective is to accept life the way that it is. As a Muslim, you might think of this as accepting the will of Allah the way that it is. And if the will of Allah is to give someone else a blessing that you think should be yours, then so be it. The only way to find true inner peace, the true inner peace that, we talk about Islam in the sense of the religion, but Islam really is that sense of inner peace. The only way to really find it is to accept life and Allah's will the way that it is. If you have a thought that's causing an enormous amount of emotional upset, it's going to feel angry and jealous and upset and all that kind of stuff, you need to find a way to come to peace. You need to find a way to let go of that thought, because the thought isn't going to change the situation. You feeling upset isn't going to change the situation. Sometimes we think that we have the right to feel jealous if somebody cheated on us, or we have the right to feel upset or the right to feel angry. Well, guess what? You always have the right to feel whatever you want to feel. You always, in fact, that's something that nobody can take away from you. There is no such thing as a wrong emotion. You always have the right to feel the way that you do feel. The thing is, if you're feeling a way that you're not happy with, if you're not happy in life, then you might want to let go of the thoughts that cause those feelings. So how do you actually let go of jealousy? Well, the first thing is to recognize that Allah chooses who gets what blessing, not you. And it doesn't tend to have anything to do with morality. Allah is outside of our concept of morality. God is outside of our concept of morality. That's why there are rich people and there are poor people. Is it fair? Well, no, but that's not up to us. If they do something wrong to get the blessing, here's another big concept. If someone does something wrong to get the blessing that you think should be yours, that's not your problem. So if somebody cheats, like if your spouse cheats on you and somebody else gets the blessing of having them, well, that's not your problem. They're the one that did something wrong, not you. If your business partner cheats on you and steals all of your clients, they did something wrong to get the blessing. And you can sit there and judge them, but the important thing to recognize is that it's not your problem that they did something wrong. You just need to be at peace with the fact that they have something you don't have, regardless of how they got it. And when I say be at peace, that doesn't mean, something can be immoral, but you can be at peace with the fact that in reality, it happened. So now, your job isn't to right all of the wrongs in the world. It isn't to punish the other person. It isn't to do any of that. Your only job is to let go of the thought that's causing the anger, the upset, and the jealous feeling. Because from the level of consciousness, the level of taqwa, where you're feeling all angry and upset and jealous, guess what? From that level, nothing you do or say is going to be of any benefit to anyone, yourself included. Right? See, when you're angry and upset and in that whole emotional trap, any decision you make is probably not going to be the right decision. It's probably going to be a very, you might choose to stay with them and make them feel really guilty rather than just leaving them, for example. Right? I don't trust you to make the right decision when you're angry, upset, and jealous. I absolutely trust you to make the right decision when you're at peace and when you're experiencing the inner peace of Islam. So it's all very good to talk about how do you letting go of jealousy, but how do you actually do it? Well, here's how. Okay, my slides are a little bit messed up, but the first thing is to realize that it's the thought of the other person cheating, not the fact that the other person cheated, that's causing your upset. That's point number one. Realize the thought of the other person cheating, not the fact that they cheated, is causing upset. Number two, whether or not they cheated has nothing to do with how you feel. Now, this is you might think that that's not true, but it is. Okay? Whether or not the other person cheated has nothing, literally nothing to do with how you feel. Yeah, but that doesn't make it. I'm upset because they cheated on me. I'm jealous because they've cheated. I'm jealous because they're flirting with someone else. No, you're not. You're jealous because of the movie you're playing in your mind of them flirting with someone else. The movie you're playing in the mind of, if they're flirting with them, therefore they're going to take it to the next step, and therefore they're going to cheat on you, and therefore, that's going to really hurt you. And that's just not the way it works. Whether or not they cheat has nothing to do with how you feel. The only cause of your feeling is the thought of the person cheating. Whether they do it or not in reality is kind of irrelevant. And you might notice that you don't feel upset with them all the time. You only feel upset with them when you think about the situation in that particular way. When you imagine them cheating on you, then you feel really upset and angry, right? Well, what about all the rest of the time? The rest of the time you're actually peaceful about the situation. Has the reality changed? Has the external reality changed? No. The only thing that's changed is the way that you're looking at the situation. So here's what I'm going to intuit is true about you if you're feeling jealous. You find it hard to let go of the thought that's causing the feeling of jealousy because you believe that your security, your well-being, your love depends on someone else. And you might think it depends on someone else being faithful. You might think it depends on someone else being loyal. But right now, if you're feeling jealous, then you believe that your well-being and your love and your peacefulness and security depends on the other person acting a certain way. In fact, you might say something to yourself like you thought I thought that person would never hurt me. Well, that means that you believe someone else can hurt you. If you have the thought, I thought that person would never hurt me this way, well, that means you believe someone else can hurt you. And that means you believe that something other than thought can cause you to feel hurt. But the only thing that's ever hurt you is a thought. And you can let go of any thought. the only thing that's causing this thought to recur, and it's causing, like, maybe you're like, yeah, okay, I get it, but I have these thoughts that make me feel jealous, and I just want to get rid of the thoughts because I'm feeling bad about it. Well, the question is, why do those thoughts keep recurring? And whenever a thought recurs, it's only because somewhere in there you believe that your well-being, your peace, your security, your love depends on something outside of you. But security, well-being, love, and joy all come from within. And so does jealousy, and so does hurt. That comes from within as well. The moment you recognize that the only thing causing you to be jealous is actually the thought of the other person behaving a certain way, well, guess what? You have 1,000,000 thoughts a day, and a thought comes up and you ignore it. And it's no big deal. In fact, since you woke up this morning, you've probably already had thousands of thoughts. Once you realize the problem isn't your relationship, the problem isn't the other person behaving a certain way, the only problem is you're having a thought of jealousy, or a thought that's causing you to feel bad, well, then it's a whole lot easier just to let go of the thought. Just like you've let go of thousands of thoughts already today. You can literally just ignore it. Nothing bad will happen. You've already done it thousands of times. You are only ever one thought away from happiness, even if you've spent months or years in pain. You're only one thought or one realization away from being at peace with whatever the reality is in your relationship or in your business or in your life with other people. You're only one thought away from realizing, from being at peace with whatever just happened in your relationship, whatever you think is causing you to feel jealous. Now, if you want more videos and more trainings on how to access the power of the Quran to transform your life, visit www.quranforbusypeople.com. And if you have any questions, if something I've presented doesn't make sense to you, what I recommend you do is actually you email me, Mamoon, that's MAMOON, at quranforbusypeople.com. You can actually go to the Quran for Busy People website, sign on to the, enter your name and email to get videos. If you're receiving the Taqwa Tuesday email newsletter, you can actually click reply to any of the emails I ever send you. And I actually do receive your emails when you click reply, so we can have that conversation. If you have any questions, you want further clarification on the concept I just shared with you, it's all based on the idea that you need to understand where feelings really come from, which is from thought. If you have any questions, go to quranforbusypeople.com, sign on to the email list, shoot me an email. Until next week, may you be blessed with an abundance of peace, love, and blessings.